Hi, everyone. Welcome to Watchbots Prime. It's Ben. I promise this whole episode isn't going to be a humongous bummer, but it has been just another fucking heavy, awful week in a lot of ways, and in spots that we have connected to in the past. So spare me a second here. Aside from COVID exploding or re-exploding, I don't know, all over the place, in a lot of media-related industries, so wrestling and comic books and video games, this last week has seen just dozens and dozens and dozens of allegations of sexual abuse and all kinds of other horrible things, and it's just fuck. It's really gross and awful. And, I think these things aren't confined to those industries. Like, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. But these mediums where, I've spent a lot of my life being fans of these things, it's really sort of had me examining, like, odds are better than not that if you have enjoyed something, there has been like a sex monster or a virulent racist that has been a part of its creation. And how do you reconcile that? Do you just go on with it and try to separate the artist from the art? Or do you just not support things moving ahead? I don't know. And this does connect to the show because it's like, the whole concept of this is we're celebrating this old stuff, and some of this old stuff had some really fucking horrible, shitty people dealing with it. So how do we work around that? Like, I don't want to put a disclaimer on every show, but do we vet things a little more thoroughly before we get into them? Do we avoid topics? That doesn't seem right. I don't know. I mean, we are not a big platform. And when we were putting this concept together, it wasn't in the idea of let's couch this all in real world stuff. But I mean, we joke about context, but this actually is important, and it just feels shitty to not acknowledge it in some way. So I don't know. I am working through it. It's been really sort of bumming me out this week, just for a lot of reasons. We got to be better than this. Whether you're hosting a small podcast or you're running a fucking entertainment company, God, we gotta be better than this. Thank you for sparing me that. Onto some lighter topics, I guess. What couldn't be lighter? I did start this week playing a new video game. I do feel guilty, called Maneater. And the idea is that you are a shark and your mom is killed and you have to get revenge. So you eat a lot of shit. You eat people. It's mindless fun. And actually this week I've really needed that real sort of escape from reality. So I think it's repetitive, but I got it for like $25. It's worth it. Check it out. On to this week's show. And if you were a kid in the 80s, in the late 80s specifically, you probably remember Nick Jr. So Eureka's Castle was a little bit later, but those shows that were supposed to be kind of educational, but they all just felt a little bit weird. Well, this is one of those. We're talking about a show that was started during the Japanese koala craze of 1984, was brought over to America, redubbed, and let upon the youth. This is the Noozles. I feel like I could sum up this show in 4 seconds, which is to say, insane. Or I could spend 3 hours dissecting every little bit. There's so much going on and so little at the same time. It's truly a paradox, I feel like. It feels cheap. The localization to bring this to America is, oh man, it is laughably poor. There are some familiar faces. There's some familiar themes, and there are some just true fucking horrors, folks. It is interesting. This is one of those shows that it was brought to the table, and I said, I don't know what the fuck that is, but the song came on, and I remembered it all. Like slipping into a warm tub and just getting that grime out between your toes, let it all come to the surface. It's only 20 minutes. It feels like an eternity, but maybe that was just me. But the link's in the show notes. The episode is called That Old Pink Magic. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Weird stuff. But we want to hear from you. Twitter at WatchbotsPod. Hit us up with your favorite Noozles memory. Hashtag ramen Noozles. But I think that'll do it for today. Thank you for sparing me the bum out. I promise every week won't be like this, but fuck, this is the world we live in, folks. So we're going to get through it together. We're going to push on, and we're going to talk about cartoons and have a good fucking time. Hopefully. I'm out of here. We'll talk to you on Monday, and be good out there.